Alright, so it is January 2nd still. I have a few minutes left. It is 11:48, 45. So I have about 12, a little less than 12, about 11 minutes to get this vlog in. It's not going to be that long, so I will make it under the wire. It just may not be finished uploading by the second, but it will have been recorded on the second, so I count that. So I'm in my robe, my nice, really warm robe, but I have my jeans and everything on. Actually, just got done. Get the light on me a little bit better. Just got done recording a podcast episode with my brother Cory. I'm down from the state capitol, and it was for Life According to Brothers. Today we talked about well, lots of things. Being first-time parents, our first child that was born, and kind of how we felt about that at the time. Some things that we learned. We gave some advice, some tips to men who are about to be fathers for the first time, and we also talked about the situation that we were in at the time. I talked about what I was doing as far as employment. We went into quite a few things related to the topic, and of course we had some laughs and things like that in there, so it was a good time. And actually we ended up talking for just over an hour for the actual podcast episode. The last one was about 30 minutes or so, so this one was about twice as long, and I could see it going about an hour each week. So that's interesting, and that's really interesting dynamic between us, because we have such different backgrounds as far as heritage, and he's lived in the city for I don't know how many years now, and I've lived pretty much in the country for the most of my life, other than the time that I was in the military, and I lived in various situations when I was deployed, things like that. So we talked about our oldest children and what it was like when we found out that we were going to be parents. And his was a bit different situation that you don't normally hear about, you don't normally encounter. So that was really interesting. It's always great to have him down, and his personality. I talk about his personality a lot, and his charisma. It's very true. He's a very genuine person, and it's good to have him around. And what else might I talk about today? I'm still working on a couple little post-production type things for that. We had a little photo shoot today with a photographer, a friend of his, and we'll use some of those pictures on Facebook and the website, and for the actual track cover on the podcast. So like it'll show up in iTunes whenever you play that particular episode number 2, and it will be called, it has a little bit longer title. I think it's going to be called "Oh Brother, I'm Gonna Be a Father," and that has a subtitle, something about being a first-time parent, first-time dad, or something like that. So that's coming out pretty soon. It'll be released on iTunes and other places on Monday. However, if you go to our website, LATBpodcast.com, or you type out the whole thing, lifeaccordingtobrothers.com, you can go to the podcast page, and you will be able to see it, or not see it, hear it, on the embedded audio player there first. There's an embedded audio player on the actual front page of the website, but I'm not sure yet if that one will play it as soon as I get it uploaded, because I'm going to have it published automatically on Monday. But I noticed whenever I tried to do that with the first episode that we uploaded, I did it on the 29th, the link that they gave me was active when they gave it to me. They said it was going to be active January 1st, yesterday morning at 5 a.m., but it ended up being active immediately. But it did not go live, as in published in the feed, in the RSS feed, until the 1st at midnight, or 12 a.m. So if that's how it's going to work this time, that means that those people who go to our website will be able to listen to it first before anyone on iTunes or Stitcher or any other podcatcher application or podcast directory. And I think there'll be a little bit of a perk for people who go to our website. They'll be able to hear it first there. Another thing I just thought about is perhaps those people on our email list, maybe we should just make the the feed or the URL to that audio thing. Maybe we should send it out to our newsletter list first, so only those who are subscribed to our newsletter will be able to listen to it before anyone else on like iTunes and Stitcher and all that. That might be a little perk to being on our newsletter. If you want to hear what we had to say and what kind of crack-ups we make and what sound bits we pulled from movies and other stuff and kind of throw it in there, what kind of beats we have playing in the background. And, we put some of that stuff in today, so that was pretty interesting and made it very different. I think it helped it a bit. We're getting our audio quality tuned in. Still a little bit of improvement to do and to make. But it'll come. It'll come with time. Time and experience. And so this is his first time ever doing a podcast, and it's my first time doing a podcast with a co-host or anyone else besides myself on the podcast, because I had everything dialed in for my voice as far as the gain and the pitch and the balance and all that sort of stuff. And with him, his voice is a little bit different. He's a little bit his distance from the mic is a little bit different than mine, so you got to dial it in for him, and as well as the tone and the pitch. But everything is audible. You can hear it all. You can understand it. And it's a good time. It's a great time to produce. So even if we didn't have any listeners, we'd still be doing it. Because, we get to learn so much more about each other in the process. And we're brothers, and I've always looked up to him for just who he is and his personality and all. And how genuine he is. Like I said before, I just can't say it enough. So, yeah, it's a good time. Either way, and we really would like to do a lot with this podcast and even beyond the podcast, because we have a lot to say and a lot of I think diverse ways of looking at situations and a positive outlook and hindsight, which I make it positive, even if it was a very negative experience. And this next week we're going to be talking about our parents and how they were an integral part of helping us become who we are. And there's going to be some difficult parts in there, talking about our mother. At least I know there will be for me, because I was there when she passed, and that will be included in next week's episode. But that doesn't mean the entire episode is going to be down and depressed and all that. No, it's probably going to be pretty well upbeat and positive for most of the time until toward the end, probably. I'm not sure where I'm going to throw it in there, but at any rate, if I throw it in the middle, the part about how she died and all that, after that it'll pick back up, because we bounce back and we bounce off of each other, and so it'll come together and it'll be a good time, be good to listen to, and yeah, I think everyone will get something out of it. So this is going on almost 9 minutes, so I'm going to go now. It's freezing out here. I'm out in where the actual office is going to be. I need to get the insulation for the ceiling. I've been saving the money for it. Almost have enough, and I'll be able to put up the insulation to keep the heat from going out through the roof, and then I can get a little, another heater for in here, and start working on piece by piece, buying paneling to put up in here so it doesn't look like that. Have some decent paneling up, and so I have some heat, and maybe get some more lighting or some better lighting for the office area. Get an actual desk in there and a door and a partition up to separate the office from the workshop. And it'll be fantastic. We'll have our own little studio to record in. I'll have my own office for my business. It'll be separate from the house, even though it's only like 10 feet from the house. But this is a completely separate building with its own insulation, and I'll be able to talk and do all kinds of stuff, and not worry about waking anybody up if I'm out here at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. So fantastic. This is going on 10 minutes. For me, I can talk for a while. So, alright, I'll talk to you all, y'all, later.